Hi students, Mr. Senna here. Okay, so I'm going to show you what it is I want you to do to make up the test prep classes that you missed. Um, I do want to make clear that test prep is mandatory and it's just 1 hour a week where you're going to come to my Zoom room. You're going to participate, you're going to listen, you're going to answer questions, and it's really effective as far as your learning goes, learning about language arts. As an online student, you miss a lot of that teacher interaction. So I think it's really key that you come next semester, make a habit of coming to your test prep classes. They're offered at two convenient times during the day. You only need to come once, but we offer it twice to make sure that you have time to come. And if you're having trouble remembering, you can put it on your calendar, set an alarm, a reminder on your phone. But it is really important that you come to test prep, and we have these classes for a reason, and that reason is to help you to be a better student. So in the meantime, I don't want to punish you for not coming and hurt your grade, so I'm going to give you a makeup assignment. But just remember in the future that it should be really a priority of yours to come to test prep. Okay, so here's what I want you to do for the makeup assignment. It's a performance task, and this is something that you will have to do on the actual SBAC, the CASP test, which is what we're practicing for in test prep. So a performance task means you need to do a little work. And what it wants you to do is to look at some different information and gather your thoughts on that information and answer some questions about it, but in your own sentences. It's not a multiple choice type of a question. You need to write about the information. So this happens to be about Stephen Curry. It's a little bit old, just back when when the NBA finals were had Stephen Curry kind of all over the place. So it's a bit old, but maybe interesting to some of you. So you can gain 60 points from these 3 tasks, or 30 points from one task. And if you only need, 20 points, then you only need to do one of them. So the first task asks you to read these 3 little sources, okay? They're not long. Source number 1 is only about 2 paragraphs right here. It's from a book about Stephen Curry, and so there's some information about him here. The second source is just a short little bit of his speech that he made. I told you this is old, in 2015, when he accepted the MVP award. So that's his own words. That's a first-person account. And then the third source is this short little blog post. Okay, so it's not long. I'm not asking you to read a lot. Now, to get 20 points, if you only need 20 points, you can just do this one task and be done with it. You're going to read all 3 of these. You still have to read all 3 sources. And then you're going to answer this question. It says, Stephen Curry has had many successes in his basketball career so far. Okay, so that's a statement or a claim. Now, you're going to find evidence in these sources up here that support that claim. Where does it show in here that he's been successful? Well, we can start off from the fact that he's in the NBA, right? To be in the NBA shows that you're pretty successful, right? So give some evidence. What does it say in here that shows that he is successful? And so you need 2 pieces of evidence, and you need to say where you got them from. Did you get it from source 1, source 2, source 3? What was the title of that source? See, the title is clearly here, okay? Okay, that's the first task, and if you do that well, you can get 20 points. The second task is also worth 20 points. This one says, explain how the sources support the idea that Stephen Curry is a hard worker. So what do you see in these sources that shows that he's a hard worker? Okay? So give me specific evidence. Okay, it has to say it in the article, and then cite that evidence. Tell me in source number 1, or in this MVP speech from Stephen Curry, it says, and tell me exactly what it says, okay? Task 3 is probably the easiest one, and you can also get 20 points from this. Okay, so it has 3 different claims. Stephen Curry holds the NCAA records. Stephen Curry's success is due to his hard work, and Stephen Curry is a positive role model. So in which source do you see these specific ideas? Does it say anywhere in source 3, the blog post about his NCAA titles? I don't see anything about his NCAA titles. So I would not write yes in the box for NCAA titles for source 3. Okay, so don't write yes in that box. You only write yes in the box where you can prove that it has this information. So it's just like a little chart. So you should have maybe a couple yeses and then the rest blank. All right. Now that's it. Those 3 sources can gain you 60 points. If that's all you need, you could just do those 3 tasks and be done with it. If you only need 20 points, just do 1 task and be done with it. Or you could do this longer task, which is worth 30 points, and be done with the whole thing. So part 2, still about Stephen Curry, still using the same 3 sources, so I'm not asking you to do a lot of reading. You're going to write your own informational article about Stephen Curry. So you're going to pretend you're writing for the school newspaper and your editor asks you to write an article about him. So you're writing for the students of your school, for the teachers, and for parents. And you're going to develop a central idea. So what's your main idea about Stephen Curry? Do you want to say that he's a great soccer player? No, of course not, because he doesn't play soccer. So you wouldn't say that, right? What do you want to say about him? He's a great basketball player. He's a nice person. He works really hard. What do you want to say? And then prove that by giving examples, information, details from the sources that you read. Feel free to use the internet also if you want to find other information about him that's not in those sources. And then you're going to write a multi-paragraph informative article. So you can't just write one big paragraph. I need an introduction, I need some body paragraphs, and a conclusion. Okay, make sure you use your own words. Plagiarizing will not be accepted for test prep points. Okay, so this has to be your own work, and you can write it down here, write it in the Google Doc. There's a rubric here. It's a little hard to read, but this is what I'm looking for, and this is exactly what they're going to use to score your performance task on the SBAC as well. And you're going to get a very similar task to this. You will have to write an essay. You will have to do these types of tasks. This is almost exactly what it will look like on the SBAC, except they're going to make you read more. So I cut down the reading a lot so you wouldn't have to read too much. But I'm looking for a clear response that's organized well, and it all kind of flows together and makes sense, that you're supporting your main idea, that what you tell me about Stephen Curry supports your main idea about him. All right, so once you're done, so this Google Doc, you had to copy it, right? So once you copied it and you've written on it and you're done with it, you can make sure it's shared so that I can so I can see it, because if you leave it as it is, I won't be able to see it. But if you go to advanced and you change it so that anyone with the link can view it, then I'll be able to view it. Then you get the link. So copy the link, share, get shareable link, and all you have to do is paste this link of the document that you've completed into all those test prep assignments. So go into your language arts class, go to the very back to the test prep assignments. It's behind all the modules where all your work is, and just paste in the link for all the assignments. As many of them, each is worth 5. So if you did let's say if you did 20 points, then you'll do 5, 10, 15, 24, paste it in for 4 assignments. And then you'll get those points. Okay, so if you have any questions, feel free to send me an email. My email is rdecena@methodschools.org. Okay, and next semester, I look forward to seeing everybody in test prep every week. Okay, bye everybody. Good job.